Good day, and now we will have our module number 3 of second quarter, which has a learning competency formulating a statement of opinion or assertion. So we will proceed on page 1. The learners are expected to recognize fact, opinion, and assertion, to distinguish opinion and commonplace assertion from fact, and number 3, formulate statements of scheme for major or central ideas. So we have the what I know. You will simply choose the best answer, the correct letter of the correct answer. So it's 1 to 10, the multiple choice. You will just choose among A, B, C, or D. But on numbers 11 to 15, for numbers 11 to 15, you will read the given excerpt of an opinion article and then identify statements of fact, opinion, and assertion from the passage. So you will choose the parts from here, which is fact, which is assertion, which are opinions. So what's in? These are the things that you should know. So everyday conversation and writing is characterized not only by factual statements but also expressions of one's personal views, judgment, beliefs, and convictions. In other words, we often make statements or assertion of fact, opinion, and belief, and even prejudice. This is because we often process and interpret factual evidence based on our own values, feelings, tastes, and experiences. So we have a term which is assertion, and it has types or categories of assertion. There are fact, opinion, belief, and commonplace assertion. These categories of assertion are so prevalent in social media today, and distinct between one another is slowly becoming unclear because of how netizens present everything as facts. This is how every social media needs to be critical and informed reader to be able to verify the truthfulness of the information he or she comes across. In one of the previous modules, you learned about language of research, advocacies, and campaigns. Opinions and assertions are very important in advocacies and campaigns. Hence, it would be advantageous for a writer or even a speaker to clearly express their views on important matters. So it is just saying that in our previous module, it's all about the campaigns and advocacies, but it's very important for us how to assert, how to have a credible, a valid assertion using facts, opinions, beliefs, and commonplace assertion. So we will differentiate those four. When we say fact, it is fact, pure fact. For example, Philippines. Philippines is an archipelago or full of islands. So no matter where you go, it will remain as archipelago. Even though you will go to Paris, you will go to Australia, to Antarctica, it will remain as an archipelago. Meaning there are many islands. Even you go to Mars, you go to Pluto, it is a fact and nothing will change it. But when you say opinion, it is personal. When you say personal, it's your own perception, it's your own interpretation about facts, and it is debatable and potentially changeable. Meaning, if changeable, it is changing depending on people. For example, Philippines is beautiful. So, it's a personal judgment for me. I consider Philippines as beautiful country, but to other people, it might not be for some reasons. Meaning, its opinion, it can change. It is not true to all, meaning it can be beautiful for me, it can be beautiful for others, but for some, it might be not. So that is opinion. But when we say belief, from the word belief, meaning it is something that they are believing because of culture, because of faith, morality, or values. For example, saying po at opo, attending masses, attending ceremonies. So there are virtuals that they are following, that if they will follow it, there is a certain indicator. For example, by saying po and opo, it can be an indicator of being respectful. So that will be a belief. Meaning sometimes it is not a fact because it is not true to all, but it is part of their culture, it's part of their belief. Because it is not fact to other people because it's not their part. It is not part of their culture. But we should respect because even though we have different culture, we have different beliefs, we should gap our differences for us to become one. Because even though we have many differences, still we are one. We are only living in one earth. And the only secret for us to be one is to love and accept one another. So again, when we say fact, no matter where you go, it will remain as fact. But when we say opinion, it is your own perception or someone's perception. It might be true to some people, it might be true to him, to her, to them, but for some, it might be not. But when we say belief, it is true because it is believed by a group of people, by a religion, or a community. If they are believing that it's true, it is a belief because there are many, and it's part of their culture and tradition. But when we say commonplace assertion, these are the ideas that are interpreted as true, but sometimes it is not. It is not fully a fact, but it is accepted somehow as like a fact. So if we will read those, so we have assertion, the fact, commonplace assertion, belief, and opinion. So later we will have many examples to differentiate those four. Fact, pure or very real, true to all. Opinion, it is based on our own perspective. Belief, based on our culture, based on our tradition, religion. Commonplace assertion, it is based on what is being accepted by the many. So that's what's in. So what's new, you will identify if it's fact, opinion, or assertion. Or fact if it's factual, opinion if it is a personal interpretation, then assertion if it is commonplace assertion. So you will write fact, opinion, or assertion. Then what is it? So an opinion is a type of assertion which expresses judgment, viewpoint, or statement about matters commonly considered to be subjective. It is a personal view, however, it is still based on facts because even though you are giving your own opinion, for your readers to believe in you, to make them believe in what they are reading, there should be facts. There should be factual information because it will be their basis if they will believe or not. So that is opinion. Again, in making and formulating opinion, there should be facts to make it believable. So we have the opinion statement is composed mainly of debatable topic and a focus the specific feeling or belief the writer speaker has about the topic. It can be distinguished from other constructions because it often uses qualifying words such as almost, usually, maybe, probably, often, some, most, in most cases. So those words are saying that it is not true to all because it's for some, almost, not fully, usually, maybe, probably, meaning they are not yet sure but they are claiming it because they have basis. Their opinion statements are incorporated, associated with facts. Example, most public schools are ready for distance education. So the word most makes the sentence an opinion because it is not true to all. There are public schools who are not yet ready. So it is only an opinion. So those words, the almost, usually, maybe, probably, often, some, most, and in most, in most cases, they are suggesting that it is an opinion. So we have the three categories of opinion statements. It is statement of truth, statement of value, statement of policy. Okay, when we say statement of truth, we are judging if it is really true or not, if it's really factual or not. For example, with the minimal number of COVID-19 cases in the city, Baguio City clearly has more effective contact tracing methods than most cities in the country. So, is it factual or not? Is it real that the Baguio has more effective contact tracing than the other cities like Valenzuela, like Parañaque, or any other cities? So, it is a statement of truth, meaning you are stating if your opinion is true or not. Statement of value is an opinion. It is an opinion statement which claims that something does or does not have worth. Meaning, is it worth to believe? Is it worth to read? For example, is it worth to implement? Hard lockdowns of barangays has not, or hard lockdowns of barangays have not been effective in controlling the spread of the coronavirus. So it is saying, is it worthy to have hard lockdowns or not, like that. So that is a statement of value. How important the subject is, how important to implement the subject, and the subject here is the hard lockdowns of barangay. So that is the statement of value. Or is it worthy or not? Again, in truth, is it true or not? Is it worthy or not? However, in statement of policy, we have it claims that something should or should not be done. True or not? Worthy or not? Should be done or not? So we have example here, amidst the ongoing pandemic, what teachers and students need is not academic fees, but material, moral, and instructional support from the leaders in the education department. So when we say statement of policy, we have policy implemented by the government or by the specific department or group of people. We will have, or we have to judge, we have to criticize if it's really effective or not, if that policy is really true or not, or if it's really worthy or not. So the only difference between these three policy, there is a policy to be judged, to give opinion with. Statement of value, is it worthy or not? Statement of truth, is it true or not? So take note, the given examples are claims or statements that are based on existing facts or on the writer's interpretation of these facts. Hence, they can be debated or opposed. In other words, they are personal views. So even though they are statement of truth, statement of value, statement of policy, they are both personal views. They may be true for the speaker or writer, but they can't be true for everybody else. It is therefore important to make the readers aware of the evidence and how it led you to arrive at your opinion. So when we say statement of truth, how true is that? Statement of value, is it worthy? Statement of policy, is the policy effective? Should it be implemented or not? So we have the commonplace assertion. So another statement or expression that is somewhat similar to an opinion is called commonplace assertion. Readers or listeners sometimes confuse the two with each other. However, a commonplace assertion does not appear to be as subjective as an opinion. Instead, it claims universality, and it is presented as an absolute truth. Further, a commonplace assertion is a statement used to make a declaration or to express a strong belief on a particular topic, often without evidence. They are also common because they are passed on by friends, family members, and the media, that they are believed to be true even without proof. And some statements of commonplace assertions have become stereotypes. For example, men are stronger than women. An apple a day keeps the doctors away. So, when we say commonplace assertion, even there is no specific evidence, it is universal. When we say universal, it is accepted by everybody. Even though it is not as strong as fact, it is accepted because it is passed to friends, family. It is, or the number of people who are believing in this commonplace assertion is getting bigger than an opinion. For example, we are always hearing men are stronger than women, but sometimes it is not. An apple a day keeps the doctors away. Yes, you can eat an apple a day, but if you are not having proper exercise, you are doing your vices, drinking too much alcohol, and taking not healthy foods, but you are taking apple a day, maybe you will not keep the doctor away because you have still some activities which are unhealthy and can be the cause of your disease, sickness, or illness. So, but it's commonplace assertion, meaning it is accepted because in many cases it is true, but there are cases which are not. But the only reminder, the only key point to be remembered in commonplace assertion, it is accepted by many, even though without evidence, often without evidence, because it is passed on by friends, family members, on even media. There are many believers of this commonplace assertion. That is why it is called common, meaning it is usual to everybody. So written as declarative sentences, these statements appear to be facts, but let us analyze each of them. The first example is a typical stereotype, a statement that many people have accepted to be true. However, there is no evidence to support this, and there are many layers of the statement that are ambiguous. For instance, it is not clear if it is referring only to a physical strength. This is why the statement is something that many women have been trying to disprove. Okay, on the second example, many people have accepted this as a fact. However, it is not clear how an apple keeps someone so healthy that you wouldn't need to visit a physician anymore. Moreover, it's still possible that someone who eats apple every day could get sick and will need to visit a doctor. It is clear from these examples of commonplace assertion that readers need to be critical about the information they read. So, there are many information, especially on social media, that we are thinking if it's true or not. But we should be critical. We should be mindful on what should be believed, what should be accepted, because it will be us, only us, who will be affected, who will be the victims if it's not true. So we should be critical and mindful in reading them. So we can accept, we can respect. Always remember the word respect. Because if you are respecting other people, you will also respect your own dignity. You will also, if you are giving false information, so it's also a part of disrespecting others, because as a health especially that we cannot hold everything, we cannot control everything, we should help one another by saying helpful information and not false one. Because by helping them, we are respecting them, we are loving them, we are accepting them. So by this module, we should learn also to promote and inspire other people by posting on social media which are really relevant, helpful, inspirational to them, and not information that will mislead them. So we should be the cause of their happiness, not their distraction. So by this time, you should be able to distinguish between facts and opinions or assertion. Practice your skill by reading this commentary and identifying the opinions embedded in the article. So you will read on the social media and education up until here. So we have here, up until here, you will read this text or this commentary. So before proceeding to the next activities, please take time to rate this opinion article. Shade the emoji that matches your reaction towards the text. So there are emoticons here, or the reactions that we are seeing on social media. So you will shade your reaction after reading the text in the previous activity. So what's more? So activity number 3, fact or opinion. So you will write on a separate sheet of paper, checked or a cross mark, if it is a fact or opinion based on this information. So number 1 up until number 5. So number 1, is it right or not? 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, if it's right, right, check mark. If it's wrong, cross mark. Then activity number 4, the 2 cents worth. Write a statement of opinion or assertion for each of the given topic. So Baguio as Model City, what is your opinion? Distance learning, what is your opinion? Online selling, what is your own opinion? Corruption, mental health, what is your own assertion? When you say assertion, something that accepted by many, but not that real. Like commonplace assertion. And then, for us to differentiate opinion and commonplace assertion, kindly draw this one on a separate sheet of paper. 1 for opinion, 2 for two ideas about opinion only that the commonplace assertion does not have. For example, opinion is just a personal blah blah blah. Commonplace assertion, it's accepted by many, while opinion is not. So that can be. Then what are their differences? For example, they are both not true to all, like that. So you can add, there should be 2 for opinion, 2 for commonplace assertion, 2 for both. And then we have what I can do, speaking out. So interview one of your parents and 2 friends or classmates. Let them cite an assertion or statement, claim that they strongly believe is true, even if it's not supported by any evidence. Likewise, ask them to give 1-sentence opinion regarding any of the following issues: health and safety protocols in Baguio City, traffic scheme in the city, opening the city to tourists, modular learning, academic fees. So name of interviewee, the first one, it can be your parent. Second and third one, it can be your classmate or friend. Then their assertion, their opinion about this. So we have the assessment. Up until number 10, you will just identify the correct letter being asked in each number. So we have the last activity. So 11 to 15, same thing like in the pretest and what I know. Only delivery, not online class. So what is the fact presented here? What is the assertion? What are the opinions stated here? So all of the answers will be gotten here. So on your additional activities, don't forget to do this because it's part of your performance task. So So you will write an opinion article, so your own perception, but in writing opinion article, there should be facts, there should be statistics to make it believable and valid, also credible, about any current social or political issue. Be sure to phrase your opinions and assertions correctly and write it no less than 200 words. Be guided by the following rubrics. So the purpose, elaboration or evidence, organization, conventions. So do not forget to do this one because it's part of your performance task. And that will be the end of our module. And I hope that you will learn more and you will be more mindful, you will be more aware of what should be believed and what should be not. So always be critical, be a responsible social media user. And by knowing what is opinion, what is assertion, you will also identify if it's really true or not. So always stay safe.